Hey, this is Mermex here, bringing you some helpful tips with Legacy Steel and Sorcery. Just to jump right into this one, this video is going to be about your reputation with your vendors, different ways to level up those reputations quicker, different methods, things like that. So thank you for coming, watching this video. Please stick around and we'll get right into it here. So, if you go into your city tab, you have all your vendors here. As you can see, I already have 3 leveled up to max right now. It does say 7, but when you do hit level 6, as of right now, on March 17th of 2025, once you do hit 6, they will jump right up to 7. So realistically, 6 is the max level. And as you can see, I have 3 more that are tagging right along. Falling behind, and then Tavern Maid, which is at 4. They did just make a quick change to Tavern Maid to give you more craftables, like baked potatoes and sliced carrots. So a big thing on your runs is to make sure you pick up any of the potatoes and carrots. And 3 will make a sliced carrot, and 1 potato will make a baked potato. Those are good items to pick up to go ahead and craft those. Those should be available at level 1 Tavern Maid as well. So in your greenwood, just make sure to pick those up. Quick thing with all of these vendors, just to note, treasure, this is probably the #1 tip you need to take home with you, okay? I think I've already got it from him, but what you want to do is in this list from the treasurer, there will be something called favor. And whenever you receive that or see it in here, just make sure you buy it. I think it is 600 glint, which is this resource right here. How you get glint, if you don't already know, in Greenwood there's treasure items you can pick up that sell for glint. Just make sure you pick up any of those that you see, and then you can go to sell on treasure and hit sell all treasures, and it'll pop everything in there excluding like ears. If you see this ear right here, if you kill a player or loot a player's body and they have an ear on them, they all sell for 50 glint. Those don't count as treasure, but you can simply click it, sell it for extra glint here. So whenever you buy the favor here, you'll get like a little package in your inventory. You'll just go and open it, and there are several items that you can get, as well as the alchemist. Always check the alchemist on his refresh. There's a chance that he could sell a specific item, which they're all called favor, as you can see right here. This is dried carrot leaf. This is for the armor. This is an uncommon favor. Favor is the items where you see here: when sold, bonus armor, reputation. I'm not going to use this one just because I'm already maxed out. I'm probably going to end up giving it to a friend. And then I'll go through all of the different favors that you may be able to collect here. So to start out, you could receive an uncommon favor, which is the obsidian mirror. This one is for the enchantress reputation. You sell this to the enchantress, you can get the reputation. I want to say they're usually about 200 to 300 reputation when sold, so it's definitely a big boost. I believe you can buy 2 from the treasure right now, and they reset every 12 hours. So just make sure every time you have that chance on reset with treasure to make sure you pick up those favors. You just carry around about 1200 glint in reserve, so you can make sure you pick those up. That is the biggest thing that you would want from the treasure every time, so make sure you have that 1200 glint to buy that. To go through all of them, you have the obsidian mirror, the dried leaf carrot, which is the armor. You have this beaker here, which is called the thick glass beaker. This one is for the alchemist. You have this one, which this is the item that the alchemist does sell on occasion, which is treasure favor. As you see here, when sold, bonus treasure reputation. This is called a sweet and sour grub. This is probably the most rare one to come by. I don't think I've ever gotten it out of the treasurer's favor package, but I have seen alchemists sell it twice now. So just always be on the lookout check Alchemist for this sweet and sour grub every time it resets. That's a huge one. This Bloody Wolf Heart is bonus Weaponsmith reputation. I do see this item drop one of the most frequent ones, just in Greenwood if you're farming wolves. The white wolves in particular are probably the best ones to drop these items, but any wolf could drop it. This one is found the most out of any, at least in my experience. So just be on the lookout for that. Next we have the Tavern Maid, which just looks like a book. It's the Worn Recipe book. Sell that to the Tavern Maid. You have the Artisan Spindle. This is for the Tailorer. Just sell that to the Tailorer. You'll get your bonus reputation. And then last but not least, in the favored packages that you get from Treasurer, you have a chance to get Mark of Stonehaven. When you do get these, you'll get them in a set of 4. And they will be just like this. You can sell these to any and all vendors, and whichever one you decide to sell it to, they will give you reputation. So I will go ahead and sell a couple of these just to show you. So for the Enchantress here, we will go ahead and sell the mirror. You get 40 gold for just about all of these as well, with the exception of the Marks of Stonehaven. They're 10 apiece. But I'm going to go ahead and sell the mirror here. You can see we get 220 rep from that. If we go into Weaponsmith, we'll go ahead and sell the Wolf Heart. 40 gold, 220 rep. We'll go into Tavern Maid. We'll sell the Worn Recipe book. 40 gold, 220 rep. We'll go to the Treasurer. Sell the Sweet and Sour Grub. 40 gold, 55 rep. So these one-by-one items, they don't give you a whole lot, but they still are a good way to get favor in when you can. I believe I am maxed out on the rest of them, but just to catch up on Tavern Maid, let's go ahead and sell these. You got 10 gold. Each one is 83. So you can get the Marks of Stonehaven are by far the best ones. You sell all of them. I think it's above 300 rep. So those are by far the best one you can get. Plus you can kind of choose who you want to use it on. So by far the best one. Just make sure, like I said, Treasure, buy those, buy the favor package whenever you see it. I already bought it on this one, so I don't have it here. But just be on the lookout for that. They will be 600 glint cost. So like I said, make sure you hold on to about 1200 glint just to make sure you can buy both of those every time he resets, okay? Other than that, for leveling them up, that is like by far the best way. The only other way really is to craft items, which you will do over time. A big thing with Alchemist is creating this grub oil whenever you can. So you want to farm up glow grubs, you can get these either farming trees. They'll drop some every now and then. These can also be found on the ground. They look like a little yellow bug you would see, usually near trees, anything like that. You can pick those up, and you will find them on mobs' bodies sometimes as well. The glow moss you can find in certain areas as well, especially over in the cemetery. You can find a good farming spot for them. You usually make it out of a run with maybe 5 or 6 glow moss if you know all the spots. In the future, I'll do a video on that as well, with some of the farming items that you really want to get a hold of. So just keep in mind of that. Vials, glow grubs, and moss. The vials you can find in like any of the goblin huts, barrels, different things like that. Those are really easy to come across, and you can buy them as well. The simple vials here, you can see the stock is infinite, so you can buy them, which does give you reputation. I'm max on him, so it's not going to give me any reputation, but so just know that you can buy items and get reputation. Like Tavern Maid, if I wanted to buy some chopped wood, I get 11 reputation for 5 bots. So it's not the best way. You can definitely go through your gold pretty quick that way, so just be careful. But definitely check the alchemist, like I said, for that. If you're running low on field lilies, not always a bad thing to purchase it. Same thing with health potions. If you're running out of that stuff and you need health potions, definitely a big way to continue getting that reputation up. And a lot of it will just come through crafting regular, like rawhide, farming the wolves, you get the scraps. Same thing with rough linen. You'll get the linen scraps from your skeletons. You can craft rough linen, rawhide. Those are like the two starting materials that you'd really go for. And why I said to really start farming up those glow grubs, glow moss, and vials is so you can start creating the light leather. Whenever you do craft one of the grub oils, you get double. So however many you craft, if you craft one, you'll get two. If you craft five, you'll get 10. So that is for the light leather. You'll take 4 of the rawhide leather and 1 grub oil, and you'll turn it into 1 light leather. And this is to start upgrading things to green armor, or so that's the big thing. And then when you go to blue, it'd be heavy leather, which would take 4 light leather and 3 of the grave wax, which you can also get from skeletons. And from there you go to heavy, or the wild leather, which requires 4 heavy leather and 3 ogre fat. The ogre fat can be found on the ground every now and then. It just looks like a rectangular white vial. And the only other place that I know of is obviously farming the ogres. You have the one near Mortdog, as well as the one on the north side of the map, the northwest, which is in the goblin camp. So you have the northwest and the southeast, and also if you take on Mortdog yourself, you can get ogre fat there as well. They do drop pretty plentiful, so usually every kill you will at least get about 3 ogre fat. So just keep that in mind. Wild leather isn't the hardest thing to come into, but you need a lot of rawhide to keep continuing through this grind if you're just going to be crafting. So definitely farm your wolves, get that. This will you will level up Taylor faster than anything else. From my experience, as well as talking with friends, Taylor is the first one to get maxed out. With Enchantress, you can do certain things like if you wanted to disenchant some of your rings and different things like that, you could, and then you could easily, like if I wanted to disenchant a ring of health, it gives me ring silver and gem dust. Or if you wanted to get rid of some of your rubies, or like any of your gems at all, it will give you gem dust. And then you could craft any of the items here. You'll need some of those gems, ring silver, and minor armor crystals to craft the rings. But for any of the gems, all you need is 3 gem dust and 1 of the gems themselves to craft. And then you can kind of do this on a rotation where you'll craft things, you'll disenchant them, you'll get some of the mats back, not everything to craft another one completely, but you would, if you have enough, you could kind of continue this cycle for a little bit, and that's a good way to boost up your reputation on Enchantress. For weaponsmith and armorsmith, really just, getting your main materials here, your birch, your oak, your maple, ironwood, and just crafting those gives a decent bit of XP. Same thing with all your ores here, getting your copper, your iron, your blood steel, and your mithril. And they will give you some, but one of the bigger things is just crafting your weapons or your armors. One of the best ways to level up weaponsmith, in my opinion, is going to the bows here. Any of these bows, really, all you need is a simple rope and birch heartwood, 2 birch heartwood. You can craft these, and then you can disenchant them and get some of the materials back. I think these bows are the best way to really power level the weaponsmith if you wanted to. When you go to the armorsmith, it all depends on what kind of mats you are going for. A lot of them require rawhide leather and copper, with the exception of some, like the priest is rough linen and copper, but they almost all need copper except for rogues. Warriors, I think, are the most difficult ones to use for power leveling because they each need 3 copper, or 2 or 3 copper. I guess they actually dropped it down to 2, but it used to be 3. So it's actually a little better now. But just whichever class you're particularly playing, just craft a couple sets for them so you have them on the go. Whenever you get any materials to upgrade, by all means go ahead and upgrade. Doing any upgrade gives you a decent bit of XP. Like if I went here and let's just say I upgraded these, that's 138 rep to upgrade one of the whites to a green. But let's say if I just crafted, I would only get 28. So upgrading is a huge boost in reputation, right? And let's just, for instance, I got 28 there, but if I upgrade that white weapon I just did, which just requires minor weapon crystals, 3 iron bars, and an oak hardwood, I get 138 reputation. So you can see really upgrading your gear gives you a lot more reputation. That's literally just about half of what you would get for selling the favor to the trader, okay? So keep that in mind. Upgrading is definitely one of the best ways to go. If you want a power level though, like I said, some of the best ways is just doing the bows and crafting them, disenchanting, crafting, disenchanting. So you recover some of those materials and you can keep the cycle going for a little bit until you're all out of the materials. With the bows, you'll usually run out of the rope before before the wood, as long as you farmed up a decent bit of wood. But you do get both items back every now and then. So just keep that in mind. Big way to go ahead and power level that. Like I said, for Tavern Maid, some of the simple foods, just pick them up when you're out in the Greenwood. Treasure, really, the only way for him is to barter. Goblin ears, if you're farming the goblins, which is a good way for gold. Pick up the goblin ears. You can barter for a couple glint as well as those. I just crafted 2. They're about 20. What is that, like 27? No, 28 a piece. 28 rep for each barter. You got multiple items you can barter. You definitely will fall a little bit behind on treasure, but you just purchase things from them. Anytime you purchase, you get rep. Glint dust is a huge thing to purchase. If you have the extra glint after the favor, I would recommend getting the glint dust, as it is something that is used for getting like blue weapon or armor crystals. As you can see here, the blue armor crystals here require 1 glint dust and 4 of the green crystals. And then you have the glint bar, which is last, which I don't think you get unlocked in treasure until level 5. And with the glint dust, I don't think you get it until maybe rank 3. But when you do, make sure you purchase those every time you have the chance. If you're running low on backpacks, the lost backpacks aren't a bad way to go either. At 250 glint a piece, you can buy those, get you some rep, and open those for a chance of any of the backpacks. A lot of times you'll just end up with the scavenger's knapsack, but it's better than the junk, so it doesn't hurt. Then you can do the leather rucksack sometimes, sometimes even a blue. Very rarely, but sometimes you could also get the purple, the heroic. As well as if you didn't want to do that and you wanted to level up your tailor a little bit more, which I definitely would recommend doing the treasure, because you will level up tailor super quick. But if you wanted to craft like the green backpack, you just need a sewing needle and 2 light leather. For the blue, 2 heavy leather and 2 buckles. And then for the purple, you just need 2 wild leather and 1 sharp scissors. That's all it would take for those. But I do recommend doing backpacks through treasure just to try to get his reputation up. Treasure is one of the bigger ones that you definitely want to get up there, so you can go ahead and start getting those crystals, as well as just he has really good barter items. You'll need the master hammers, which are really rare. You'll unlock the treasure room key barter, which is 3 skull keys, 3 power elixirs, and glint dust, which is 3 glint dust, mind you. And these are a good way to get a lot of gold and treasure items as well. If you run the treasure rooms, you can recoup a lot of the glint that you use. If you're thinking about this, you farm both of these up and you get 3 of the glint dust, that's 900 glint that you're spending on this treasure key. However, every time I run treasure room, even with a green backpack, and I'm not picking up every single item, and I'm stacking up some gold. Usually you can get out with about 6 to 800 gold on those runs. I still end up selling about 1200 uh, glint worth of treasure. So, and if you go in with a blue or purple backpack, you can get even more, anywhere from 14 to like 1700 glint. So it is worth it to craft these. You get the rep for crafting it, doing the barter, and then you can sell the glint and purchase things back. So just keep that on a cycle. But that is all my tips here for getting your favor up with all your vendors here. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, if there's anything that you think I missed, or just have any questions about, please leave it in the comment section below. Or I do stream on Twitch almost daily. That's going to be in the description, so please go there, follow me. If you have any questions, I'm streaming, shoot them my way. I'll be more than happy to help you out, answer anything that you have. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, boys. Peace out.